Right. Um, Good morning. Good morning, good people. Uh, we are going to be doing the question paper, O-level question paper from November 2024. So we are going to do section A. In this section, the first question 1.8 wants you to get the highest common factor of 96 and 120. So there are many methods that you can apply. You can use the method of listing factors, then come extract the highest common factors. As you can see, the numbers are big for you to list all the factors. So one of the simplest way is of expressing the two numbers as product of their prime factors. So we are going to express 96 as product of its prime factor. So the number that enters into 96, prime number 2, without leaving a remainder. 2 enters how many times into 96? 2 into 9, 4, remainder 1. 2 into 16, it's 8. So 2 enters 48 times into 96. The smallest number that enters into 96 without leaving a remainder is 2. 2 into 4 is 2. 2 into 8 is 4. Then the smallest number that enters into 24 without leaving a remainder is 2. 2 into 2, 1. 2 into 4 is 2. Then the smallest number that enters into 12 without leaving a remainder is 2. 2 into 12 is 6. The smallest number that enters into 6 without leaving a remainder is 2. It enters how many times? 3. The smallest number that enters into 3 without leaving a remainder is 3. And the smallest number that we are talking about, bear in mind, is a prime number. So it means our 96 is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 2 to the power 5 multiplied by 3. Then we do the same for 120. For 120, so the smallest number that enters into 120 without leaving a remainder, 2 into 12 is 6, then is 60. 2 enters how many times into 60? Here, 3, 0. Then we still have 2. 2 enters how many times into 30? Into 3, 1. Remainder 1 into 10, it's 5. Then the smallest number that enters into 15 is 3. 3 enters into 15 how many times? 5. Then 5 enters is the smallest number that enters into 5 without leaving a remainder. Therefore, 120 is equal to 2 to the power 1, 2, 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. Therefore, our highest common factor, you look for the numbers that are appearing both sides. Here we have 2, here we have 2, but you take the one with the smallest exponent. So it's gonna be 2 to the power 3 multiplied by, here we have 3, here we have 3. The exponent is the same, so we just take that. Here we don't have 5, here we have 5, so we don't only 3.5, 2 to the power 3. We now have to simplify. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Times 3, we are going to get 24 there. Then we go to the other part here, where we are going to have still there we have another alternative that we can apply. The other alternative is almost similar to this. It means you have to express, it's more or less the same. So 96 here, 120 here, but you find the number that enters into both without leaving a remainder is 2. So 2 enters how many times into 96? It's 48. 2 enters how many times into 120? It's 6. Then we have 2. 2 enters how many times into 48? It's 24. 2 enters how many times into 60? It's 30. The number that enters into 24 and 30 without leaving a remainder, 2 again. 2 enters how many times into 24? It's 12. 2 enters how many times into 30? It's 15. Then we check the another number which enters there in both without leaving a remainder. It's 3. 3 enters how many times here? It's 4. 3 enters how many times here? It's 5. Do we have a prime number? which enters into 4 and 5, we no longer have. Therefore, our highest common factor in this case is gonna be 2 to the power 1, 2, 3 is 2 to the power 3 multiplied by 3. 2 to the power 3 is what? It's 8 times 3. We are going to get a 24. Then let's go to the second question. The second question, you are told that temperature is on a certain day, temperature rose from minus 4 degrees Celsius to 27 degrees Celsius. Calculate the rise in temperature. You have to know that to calculate rise, you have to say final temperature minus initial temperature. The final is where it rose to. So the temperature rose to 27 degrees Celsius. That is our number B. Minus, it rose from where, that's our initial temperature, minus 5 degrees Celsius. So it's gonna be 27 degrees Celsius. Minus it gives us plus 5 degrees Celsius, which is equal to 32 degrees Celsius. Then at the end, let's answer the question. The question was saying calculate the rise in temperature. So the rise in temperature is 32 degrees Celsius. Then part C, on part C, we are given that R is equal to 4.2 multiplied by 10 to the power 5. Then you are given that Q is equal to 7 multiplied by 10 to the power a negative 3. It's 7 to the power a negative 3. So you have to take the question once you the question wants you to calculate QR. So it means the QR gonna be equal to the QR gonna be equal to 7 multiplied by 10 to the power a negative 3 multiplied by QR, which is 4.2 multiplied by 10 to the power 5. So in this case, just make sure that the number which are not having exponents, they just multiply each other. So for those not using calculator version, you have to do it manually. So it means that we need to have 4,2 multiplied by 7. So 7 times 2 is 14, 4 carry 1. 7 times 4, 28 plus 1, 29. Then count the decimal places, it's 1. 29,4. But don't forget that 29,4 is only for these two parts. That needs to be multiplied by 10 to the power a negative 3 multiplied by 10 to the power 5. But the question is saying leave your answer in standard form. So if you are to leave your answer in standard form, it means this part In other words, in standard form, it will be a multiplied by 10 to the power n, where your a must be a number from 1. So it must be a number between 1 and 10. Your a must be between 1 and 10. So in this case, we have this. So we need to move our comma to that side, to the left. So once we move, because 29 is above, once we move it to the left, there we are going to be having 2 comma 94 multiplied by 10 to the power. Then you check, you moved how many places? If you move to the left, it means your power gonna be positive, so it's multiplied by 10 to the power 1. If you move to the right, your comma, it's your answer, your power will be negative depending on number of places you moved. So here we moved 1 place to the left, so our power is positive 1. So times 10 to the power negative 3 times 10 to the power 5. Then from there you realize that here we apply laws of indices. The laws of indices, our law 1, if the bases are the same, a to the power m multiplied by a to the power n, we add the powers. This will be equal to a to the power m plus n. So in this case, if we are to add the powers, it therefore means that our answer becomes 2,94 multiplied by 10 to the power 1 minus 3, because it's plus, minus 3 plus 5, which is equal to 2.94 multiplied by 10 to the power 1 minus 3 plus 5, which is equal to 2.94 multiplied by 10 to the power 1 minus 3 is minus 2 plus 5. It's going to give us 3. So it's 2.94 multiplied by 10 to the power 3 becomes our final answer. Then let's go to our D. Let's go to our D. If you check our D there, let's check our D. You want to try our D, it's saying, let's go to our D. In our D, you are being told that 3, okay, let's do it next to that. In our D, we are going to do it here. You are given that 3 root 7 plus root 14 times root 2. It means it's going to be body mass. We are going to apply body mass, whereby we are going to start by multiplication, but the rule for multiplying it says that if we have root a multiplied by root b, that can be, you just multiply the numbers. Here, this will be equal to root a b. So in this case, it's gonna be equal to 3 root 7 this will be equal to 3 root 7, which we are given, plus root 14 there. So that's gonna be 14 multiplied by 2, applying this rule. 14 multiplied by 2, we are going to get root 28 there. But 28, if you check, is having a number which is a perfect square. This 28 can be written as, so this is 3 to the 3 root 7 plus root 28 is having a perfect square, which is 4 times 7. So to apply this, we can take our answer from here. If we have two numbers which are multiplying, we can separate them that way. So it means this will be equal to 3 root 7 plus root 4 multiplied by root 7. But root 4 is a perfect square. This reduces to 3 root 7 plus root 4 is 2. So plus 2 root 7. Then we now have like terms because the roots are the same, root 7, root 7. So 3 root 7 plus 2 root 7. The final answer becomes 5 root 7. Now we are on question number 2. If you check question number 2, it's mainly matrices. The first question is saying write down the order of the matrix. When writing the order of matrix, you have to know that it's written in the form row by column. So how many rows do we have here? It's one row. How many columns do we have? It's 1, 2. So that matrix is a 1 by 2 matrix. The order of this matrix is a 1 by 2 matrix. Then let's go to number B. You are given that A is this 2 by 2 matrix and B is this 2 by 2 matrix. Then the question is saying B part 1. B part 1. It's saying A, which is the matrix 5, 0, minus 8, 9, minus half. Then in the matrix, it's saying half B. B is 6, 0 there, minus 4, 2. Then to simplify this will be equal to 5, 0, minus 8, 9, minus, then the half multiplied by the 6. The half outside here, it acts as a scalar. It's going to multiply everything in the matrix. So half, we are going to get 3. Then here we get 0. Here, half of 0 is 0. Half of negative 4 is negative 2. Then half of 2 is 1. Then you are now going to simplify 5 minus 3. Then we have minus 8 minus 0. Then we have 0 minus 2. Then we have 9 minus 1. This will be equal to 5 minus 3 is 2. Minus 8 minus 0 is minus 8. Then 0 minus 2 is a positive 2 because 0 minus and the minus gives plus. 9 minus 1, it gives an 8. This becomes the final answer. Then we go to AB. AB. It means we are going to multiply the matrices. A is 5 minus 8, 0, 9, which is multiplying matrix B, which is 6, 0, That is B part 2. 60 minus 4, 2. When multiplying, you have to know that a row multiplies a column. So in this case, we are going to have this matrix, this row multiplies this column. So we are going to have our final answer as 5 times 6 here plus 0 times 0. The row multiplies the column plus 0 times 0. Then here row times this column, 5 times minus 4 plus 0 multiplied by 2. Then we have minus 8 times 6 plus 9 times 0. Then minus 8 times minus 4 plus 9 times 2. If we check first, we said this multiplied by this plus this multiplied by this. This is what we got there. Then we said this multiplied by this plus this multiplied by this. This is what we got there. Then we said this multiplied by this plus this multiplied by this. This is what we got here. Then we said this multiplied by this. So it's minus 8, not minus 4. This multiplied by this plus this multiplied by this. Then when we simplify your answers, we're gonna get 5 there. It's gonna be 30 plus 0. Here it's gonna be minus 48 plus 0. Here it's gonna be minus 20 plus 0. The last one gonna be 32 plus 18. Then our final answer is gonna be 30 minus 48 minus 20, then 50. Then we go to part C. Part C, what are they saying? The matrix is a singular. If it's a singular matrix, it means its determinant is equal to 0. So the determinant of this matrix to get determinant is this times this more, subtract this times this. So in this case, we are going to have bracket x minus 1 multiplied by x plus 3 equal to 0. Sorry, minus this product, which is 2 times 6, must be equal to 0. So when you expand this times this, it's gonna be x squared. This times this minus 3x. This times this minus x. then this times this, it's gonna be minus 3. It's x squared plus, sorry, x and this plus 3x is plus 3x, then minus and a positive minus x minus 3 minus 1 and that one, then minus 12 here is equal to 0. So when we simplify, we are going to have x squared plus 3x minus 2x. It gives us plus 2x minus 15. For minus 3 minus 12 is equal to 0. So here the equation is shown. Then what do they want for part 2? Part 2, they are now saying solve the equation. So to solve the equation, it simply means we are going to have x squared plus 2x minus 15 is equal to 0. Then we have to factorize this equation, this expression, we have to factorize. So our product is negative 15x squared. Our sum product, taking this one and this one, our sum is 2x, the middle term. Then our factors, we want two numbers. When we multiply them, we get that. When we add them, we get that. So it's gonna be minus 5x. Sorry, it's gonna be plus 5x minus 3x. Why? Because here it's positive. So the bigger number here is supposed to be positive since our sum is positive. So here can be written as x squared plus 5x minus 3x minus 15 is equal to 0. Here the common factor is x. Then we have x, the first two terms, x plus 5. Then the last two terms, the common factor is minus 3. Then we have x plus 5, which is equal to 0. Then our factors, we have x minus 3, then x plus 5 is equal to 0. And take note, these factors, it was possible that you can just write them from here, since it was going to be easy, especially when the coefficient of our x here squared here is 1. So we now have those ones. So it means we have to equate each factor to 0, or x plus 5 equal to 0. Then you transpose, therefore your x is either is equal to 3 or your x is equal to a negative 5. Question required you to solve for x.